Have you ever met a couple who chose marriage without children and felt a small moment of surprise, almost like the world shifted slightly from what you were taught to expect? Today, let's talk about the psychology of people who are not interested in having children after marriage, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Why would someone choose marriage but not parenthood? Is it selfishness, fear, or something deeper? Psychologically, the decision often begins with identity. Some people build a strong sense of self around autonomy, the freedom to choose how their time, energy, and emotional resources are used. According to self-determination theory in psychology, humans are motivated by autonomy, competence, and relatedness. For some, having children feels like it may limit autonomy in ways that conflict with their core identity. It's not that they don't value family, it's that they value self-direction just as deeply. There's also attachment history. A person who grew up in a stressful or emotionally unstable home may unconsciously associate parenting with exhaustion, sacrifice, or emotional risk. The brain is protective. If childhood involved chaos, neglect, or heavy responsibility at a young age, the adult mind may quietly say, "I don't want to repeat that pattern." This isn't avoidance, it's pattern awareness. Then there's mental health. Some individuals know their limits. They understand their anxiety levels, their need for rest, or their sensitivity to stress. Parenting is emotionally demanding. For some, the healthiest decision is recognizing that their well-being matters. Psychology calls this self-awareness and emotional regulation, the ability to assess your capacity realistically rather than idealistically. What about ambition and purpose? Some people derive deep meaning from career, art, travel, social contribution, or intellectual pursuits. Their brain links fulfillment to achievement, exploration, or impact. In motivational psychology, meaning is subjective. There isn't one universal source of purpose. For some, raising children is purpose. For others, building something in the world fulfills that same psychological need. And yes, practical concerns play a role. Financial stress activates the brain's threat system. Uncertainty about the future, economic instability, environmental concerns, global conflict can increase anticipatory anxiety. When the brain perceives long-term unpredictability, it leans toward caution. Deciding not to have children can be a way of reducing perceived risk. But here's something important. Not wanting children does not mean someone lacks nurturing instincts. Many child-free adults nurture in other ways: mentoring, supporting friends, caring for parents, contributing to community. The caregiving instinct can be expressed in multiple directions. Psychology doesn't restrict it to parenting. So why does this choice create so much social tension? Because of social conditioning. From a young age, many of us are exposed to a life script: study, work, marry, have children. When someone steps outside that script, it challenges collective expectations. Social psychology shows that people often react defensively when norms are questioned. It's less about the couple and more about discomfort with deviation. Now let's talk about marriage. Does not having children weaken a marriage? Not necessarily. In fact, for some couples, it strengthens it. Without the automatic transition into parenthood, partners must intentionally design their life together. They ask deeper questions. What do we want our future to look like? How do we define family? Where do we invest our energy? Intentional living often increases relationship satisfaction because choices are conscious, not assumed. Of course, ambivalence can exist. A person might feel 90% certain and still experience moments of curiosity or doubt. That's normal. The human brain struggles with irreversible decisions. Even confident choices carry a trace of what if. Ambivalence does not equal regret. It simply reflects complexity. So what is the real takeaway here?
The psychology behind not wanting children after marriage is rarely impulsive. It's usually a mix of identity, past experience, mental health awareness, values, and realistic evaluation of capacity. It's less about rejecting life and more about designing it deliberately. If you're someone considering this path, ask yourself, am I making this decision from fear or from clarity? Have I explored my motivations honestly? If you're supporting someone who has chosen this, ask, can I respect a life path different from mine? In the end, psychology teaches us one powerful truth. Fulfillment is not one size fits all. A meaningful life can include children. A meaningful life can also exist without them. What matters most is alignment between your values and your choices. And sometimes the healthiest decision is the one that feels quiet, clear, and deeply yours.